His feats, I think, pretty much, uh, his like narrative is to be at X level of strength, and the feats that he makes throughout the series supplements the narrative of him being at a certain level that has like a parallel between him, Gojo, Sukuna, and like Yuji.
What, being the strongest in his time period?
Yeah, yeah. I think it's not just correlated to the strongest in the time period. I think it's also correlated to like having some threshold of strength, which is also correlated to like another parallel that they have. Uh, Remember when Yuta tries to become Gojo, it creates like another parallel within the series where we say that you need X level or X threshold, and it would also be backed up by his feats against like Hikari. Uh, and let's say also his fight with Sukuna, who also backs up that it makes a, like what's it called, a comparison between like him and Gojo about strength.
Okay. Prove that.
Which part?
Yeah, just send me some evidence for the narrative.
Yeah, sure. Uh, Hold up for a second. Dude,
And he already
Is
slammed
there,
me.
is your thing like going to exclude people who don't have this narrative but have feats?
uh, what do you mean?
I mean, you're trying to
Who
put them at
who
a
would decide to be
threshold
inclusive of?
through the. You're trying to put them at a threshold through the narrative, but let's say somebody doesn't have like, because I know the narrative you're talking about. Let's say somebody doesn't have that, or they just don't have any fleshed out narrative at all, but like they have the feats.
If they have certain levels of feats, I'll just assume like, let's say they could maybe like be low relative or like maybe react or something to him, but I don't think they'd have like the narrative of like the same parallel or like same comprehension of that level that they explain within the narrative that allows you to be at X level. Because I don't think Kenjaku uh ever reaches this feeling that these people share.
Call him Kenjaki.
Okay.
But yeah, I'll
Yeah,
get like
just give me some of the statements.
okay, I'll get like the narrative shit.
Why
Damn,
he
bro, these
gets
shits are out of order.
why he gets that way, Center? Are you talking about me telling him I debated synth, or me making fun of Simo about the D1 debate in here,
No, I don't know. I
or
wasn't listening. I just came back. All I heard was y'all was arguing. That's what I was asking.
oh
These scans kind of
no?
out of order,
Oh yeah,
but
because he doesn't have a synth feat. He's trying to LARP a synth feat.
Ice anti feeds. I don't know much about Scuba, bro. I don't know his anti feeds, but these
Yeah,
scans are kind
yeah,
of out of
yo, Center.
order.
Simo's resisting the synth debate. Bro. I don't even care that
Damn,
much.
these scans hella out of order. You get the idea, bro. Like a bunch of these are pretty much representation of like Kashimo's narrative, and like the Yuta ones, or at least the ones where he's screaming, is talking about, is like the parallel between how he like strives to become what Gojo becomes and taking his body. But he himself says that he doesn't reach X level, because he does like underestimates like the effort Gojo puts in to become the strongest, and talks about, and then gives like another parallel to how Gojo was the monster, and then like that's those scans, and the rest are just talk about like the narrative between Kashimo being the strongest in his era and being someone who reaches like X threshold of strength, and the people and the characters that don't understand this probably just don't reach this level. So what's your contention?
X thing of strength, love for others. If we don't understand love, you say is worthless. Um, so I'm a little confused with a couple things. So one,
Yeah.
I'm seeing the correlation with like basically I'm seeing the narrative being like that people can be the strongest in their time period, and that's sort of what gives them the title of the strongest and what leads them to strive to be the strongest. I'm seeing that. I'm not seeing the threshold thing. So where is that at?
Okay.
'Cause, like
Okay. So
we would say the like the strongest thing is the threshold, like we're trying to describe.
okay. Okay. The threshold thing, I would put that into how do I put this? So it's pretty much I'm giving a threshold because we would probably both agree that the
Wait, also, wait,
loneliness
wait, wait.
thing.
Hold on. My bad, my bad. Can I just mention something else? You know that this conversation is like there's a distinction between like how Kashimo is the strongest and how Sukuna is the strongest.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, I
they
know.
don't
That's
fit
why
the
Sukuna's
same.
way stronger.
Yeah, but I'm
Yeah, I know.
saying your original thing was that like he has a narrative that's connecting to theirs, like it's trying to portray the same thing.
Yeah, yeah. No, no, no. It's not portraying the same. I'm just saying, like, okay, there's a parallel between these people that are at a certain level of strength. And, like, sure, they have different narratives, or at least for their strength, but reaching this, like, level shows that you're this much stronger than many other people. Like, I mean, yeah, Sukuna's stronger than, like, let's say Gojo or Kashimo, because Sukuna himself accepts that he already understands love and strives for. Um, this way higher level than these other people do. He just does whatever he wants. Therefore, he can obtain these strength levels that the other people can't. So,
Yeah,
sure, they
I'm
have
saying
like
I don't see that connection. I'm saying I see the past connection. Like his like since we know that their narratives can be different, his narrative is just kind of encompassing like wherever he got it from, which is back in his time period.
no, no. I'm saying that okay. I'm saying that the narratives, the only difference in the narratives is just Sakuna's because he's this being that's way stronger than them. That's why I'm saying that the narratives can be different, but it only applies to this guy because he's this much stronger. With Gojo and like Kashimo, Sukuna even says you are like Gojo in this regard because their narratives of why they become the strongest and became alienated are similar, and that they can't understand the feeling of being connected to these people and the feeling of X thing. That's why like we have a comparison there. Sakuna is more like an
Yeah,
outlier
I'm
in
taking
this.
away the general like the general aspect of it, and I'm saying we can like assign it to a thing instead of it being vague.
Yeah, I'm not okay.
Because
I'm saying
you're
that
just you're because we can't deny that his strongest, like even if you want to say like there's some other component, the strongest thing is from back then. It's he was the strongest of his time period back then. Yorizo was up there with the strongest. That's why she has a narrative. Akuna was the strongest of his period. That's why he has the narrative. Gojo is the strongest of his period. That's why he has the narrative.
yeah, I'm saying that
So
this
I'm saying
narrative,
we
at
have
least
a part that's confirmed, and then like you're trying to. I'm not seeing
yeah.
like the other part
Yeah.
of it.
Oh, okay, okay. I'm saying that the implications of the statement, or at least by the strongest, I'm saying that the threshold thing that we have, because even when Kashimo fights, like let's say Hikari, he fights the strongest version of Hikari, like the feelings, or at least the feelings that makes his narrative end. You understand, like their
This
narrative
shit
ends
really killing
when
me,
they
bro.
lose
I'm
to
not gonna
Sukuna,
lie.
right?
Say it again.
What do you say, Godly? You stink.
Let's keep
Okay.
going,
As
bro.
I said,
Say it again. Say it
Simo,
again.
we agree that their narratives ended when they fight Sukuna, right? They die. They talk about how Sukuna was this strong being, and in the end, uh, because they fought Sukuna, they understand this thing, right? Or understand these certain principles that they didn't understand before in death. Uh, so my entire thing, or at least the thing that backs up this claim for him being this
Well,
certain
I
level of
don't agree
strength,
with that, but
you don't agree with this? Go
I
ahead,
don't
bro.
agree with that, but I don't think it's too relevant. But
Uh, okay. Why don't you agree with it necessarily? I mean, sure, it's not very relevant.
I
I'm just
mean,
wondering, why don't you agree with
you're
the
saying the
narratives like ending?
you're saying the people who have like strong narratives, like they die to Sukuna, and then they have like this realization.
Nah, it's just I'm just only inclusive of like Gojo and Kashimo pretty much. Because when they died to Sukuna, they're saying, "Oh yeah, this person was like this thing I couldn't reach." They talk about how, "Oh, this is why I couldn't do this thing," or they try to make him understand this conclusion, and the narrative just their narratives end pretty much right there, and they realize this thing, but Sukuna he himself already has this comprehension of this thing that they're trying to make him understand, but he just doesn't care. That's pretty much like the entire point of Kashimo and Gojo fighting him.
Yeah,
Okay. So if we reach that conclusion, right, then we could go to the conclusion that Kashimo, even though he fights this person like Hikari, who is stated to be like, let's say, relative to Yuta, uh, Kashimo in a jackpot's relative to Yuta, and he still doesn't understand his conclusion or even like has some noticeable factor for why Kashimo still feels this loneliness even after he fights somebody on this level. So
What? Wait. You gotta repeat that.
okay, it's pretty much it's the conclusion that Kashimo fights Hikari. Hikari's like, let's say he's relative to Yuta in a jackpot, right? He fights Hikari in a jackpot. He still feels this loneliness. He still feels this certain thing that he doesn't like unravel, or that his conclusion of his narrative doesn't get unraveled until he fights Sukuna. So we know that even though that there's these people at this threshold of strength in
I
the
mean,
modern era.
He holds back on Hikari, but
Yeah, I know. You think Hikari isn't going all out?
nah, I thought you were talking about Kashimo having the realization.
Yeah, I know he holds back on Hikari. I'm saying that like Hikari's going all out in that fight. And if
I mean,
Hikari,
I don't really even, I don't agree with that, but I don't think that's relevant.
uh, why don't you think Hikari's holding back? Like, why the fuck would he be holding back? And he's about, bro, he one shots him like 4 times. You think he's gonna hold back? So
No, he doesn't I mean, Kashimo one shots him, but he just fights like that anyway. Like he's willing to lose limbs. But there was some points thing accompanied with it, and they also need people to like fight. So his entire plan was to spare the nigga.
who, Kashimo or
No, Hikari was being
Hikari?
spared. Yeah, his
You
whole
don't
plan
think
was to spare the nigga.
you don't think he goes? You don't think he goes all out after he's like, oh yeah, I could really die here. He doesn't. You don't think he starts going all out? He literally says that Kashimo can literally like kill him if he wanted to, because his brain almost exploded.
No, he has adaptability, and on top of that, I mean, I'm gonna be real. He goes all out at certain periods, but it's made clear like his fighting style changes. Like they explicitly say when he like starts getting faster and shit, and it's only like in one instance during that fight.
Yeah, I know. I think he gets faster, or at least shows signs of getting way faster, or like actually getting serious when he's about to like actually die. Because Kashimo's literally about to one shot his brain. Because it's literally stated like if Kashimo would have blew up his brain, he would just fucking died, bro.
No,
Like
this faster statement is after like he has like four death attempts or not death attempts, almost death, whatever you want to call it, near death. And the statement I'm talking about happens like way after that. So
wait, are you talking about when they're in the water?
nah, before that.
Oh, okay. So it's around when before they're going in the water, and Kashimo pretty much like is it around the time when Kashimo like kind of like electrocutes his brain?
I mean, yeah, I mean, so that's the middle of the fight. That's the only way I can describe it.
Yeah.
It's like
Okay.
towards
So
the middle end.
it would just be the same instance I'm talking about where Kashimo goes to like blow up his brain, and he's just like, okay, uh, damn nigga, like I'm about to actually die. Like I'm gonna have to like take it a little seriously, or at least take it seriously from what we see. Uh,
No, yes,
because
that's not what the statement says though. He just said I almost died.
you don't
And
think if
I'm saying he has near death like experiences before that and still decides not to go all out. And like I'm saying he strategically decides to go all out like in whatever like arbitrary manner he chooses or I don't know deems so necessary.
yeah, my entire thing is that
I'm saying,
Kashimo's
oh
like
my bad,
holding
but
back in
wait,
this fight.
let me be more
Mhm.
concise. I'm saying, there's just no indicator that the like him being at risk of dying is a motivator.
Yeah, I understand your argument. I'm saying that even though like Hikari is taking like, let's say he's going all out in certain points, I'll like grant that he's going out in certain points. I think Kashimo the entire fight is just holding back because he literally says that, oh yeah, I can last long enough for the jackpot to end. I can kill him if I wanted to. I could blow his brain out right here. I could kill him. There's like multiple instances of this where he could just kill that nigga. And it's just, I think that the fact
I mean,
that
that's not what we were
Kashimo
talking
is
about because I agree that he's not going. I already agreed to
yeah,
that.
I know that goes into like my original claim where it's okay. He's holding back on this guy who's considered like this Utah tier. It would just coincide that the narrative of being someone at this strongest level has like this threshold of strength because Kashimo fights Sakari and still is alienated from like this loneliness and all these things. So I think that someone who's like Yuta level, like, do you think Yuta like can keep up, like go rail with like Kenjaku, blah blah? Like, you think so?
No, I think he gets slammed.
You don't think he can react to Kenjaku?
This isn't even problematic for me. I mean, honestly, you haven't given anything to really say people like Kakari and Yuta can't react to not holding back Kashimo.
I think he's just like, let's say he doesn't hold back. Okay, so holding back like Kashimo is like one shot levels above fucking Hikari, and then not holding back if he uses like Phantom Beast Amber. I think that's what it's called. Nigga, he's fucking that nigga up terribly, bro.
What?
Like
No,
horribly, bro.
okay, so it's like okay, so I mean, we were kind of just on the first part, but
I think
like
that's what it's called.
I'm
Phantom Beast
I'm
Amber.
saying that he gets feats when Hikari's holding back. Hikari gets feats when like Hikari stops holding back. That was the whole point of that like first conversation.
You think that when he's not holding back, he's just beating up, like holding back Kashimo? Like, I don't know if that's true. Because even when he's like the instances where he's not holding back, he'll get like a hit in or etc. The Kashimo's
Wait.
still reacting.
This
He's still
okay, wait, maybe I
you're
should make
going
this
rail
clear.
kill.
When I say Kashimo's holding back, I'm not talking about I don't think he's holding back in that fight, like in his form in that fight. I mean he's holding back his curse technique.
Oh, you mean the jackpot shit? What do you mean curse technique? What's what's
No,
Hakari's
no, no,
curse?
no. Kashimo. When I say
Oh,
Kashimo's holding back, I don't mean he's holding back stats in that fight. I mean he's holding back his curse technique.
I think it would be both because Kashimo himself, he like
Uh,
acknowledges. I think it's both. He's holding back his technique because he says, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna save this for X person because you're not like obviously he's stronger than this person." I think he's also holding back to some level statistically because we see a Kashimo. I think does he instantly transform against Sukuna? I don't remember. I don't think he instantly.
yeah,
No, no, he doesn't.
almost. He like tries to do a little something, but Sukuna like easily reacts to it, so he transforms.
Okay. I think that Kashimo can choose to like get at least a good bit, or at least like, not like significantly faster. And we see this in the Sukuna fight, even without his like curse technique. He like pulls up low key. We gotta talk about he gotta like Sukuna kind of like. I mean, you could say it's a sneak, but he couldn't react to that shit. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. He could not react.
Can react to
But
what? Nigga, you react to everything base
it's like the first
Kashimo
his
throughout.
first blow.
No, dude, he. I'm gonna be real, bro. This doesn't even really. This is bad for your argument because if you're saying curse technique, Kashimo is like a blitz tier above. The same Sukuna reacts to him too. So it's either there's a contradiction, bro. That it has to be a contradiction.
No, no, I'm not saying it. I'm saying that's like it's likely Kashimo just held back statistically in like the Kakari fight because he wanted to enjoy
No,
the
I'm
fight.
saying with Sukuna, the Sukuna example, we're trying to use that to clear up the other thing.
Yeah, the Sukuna example would
I'm
be
saying
like
I'm
let's
saying
say
he didn't. There's no feat there. He didn't do anything there. He didn't react to him. And even if he was like low key actually pressing that Sukuna, it doesn't help you because you're trying to say his curse technique is a blitz tier above, and Sukuna's still reacting to him
no,
like in
no,
that
no.
form.
I'm saying his curse technique's a blitz tier above like Kakari, not a blitz tier above Sukuna.
No, a blitz tier above himself.
Oh,
Like
uh,
Kashimo goes a blitz tier like higher.
like maybe like later in the fight, sure, because like we see him start using more techniques in like the Phantom Beast Amber form, where it's like using like I don't know what that shit's called, like electromagnetic blah blah. I don't remember, but he does get faster. But I
Okay,
will
but
say at the start of the fight, you can use this.
let's just take the easy route. He doesn't that never happens like in the first place. He doesn't land any hits on that Sukuna in base. He does with his technique, but not in base.
Let me go
So
back to the chapter,
there's
bro.
no feat there.
What chapter was it? Like
It's 230 or it might 236.
236. That's when Kashimo fights him. All right.
235 or 236, 237.
Gojo's dead here. It's gotta be 237. He comes in, he's like, uh, greedy bastard. Gojo was like that too. Not gonna lie, he is kind of pressing. Nah, he didn't. No, yo, he's pressing this nigga. What are you talking about, bro? He is pressing that nigga in base, bro. He is pressing his bitch ass nigga.
This is he blocks something with one arm. What he blocks? Kashimo does one attack. He
Yeah,
does
that's
one
enough.
attack, and Fortuna blocks it with one arm.
Yeah,
So
that's
I'm gonna need the evidence for relativity. I'm gonna need it. I'm gonna need the evidence for why it's a feat on Kashimo's end to get blocked and reacted to.
Wait. You're talking about base? Let's see, dude. Never mind. Actually, he did release. You're right. Okay. So he releases, then he goes from going relative to like low key. Sukuna's just like, damn, nigga. He kind of blitzes the shit out of him, bro, with the punch. Uh, I will say, okay, I'll just take like Phantom Beats Amber Kashimo like at least significantly above like base Kashimo in terms of stat. Like it might not be a blitz tier, but we can tell it's like statistically higher. And that's enough to say like, let's say you have like it would be base Kashimo rel at least holding back base Kashimo rel to like Hikari, then Phantom Beast Amber Kashimo like significantly above. I think Kenjaku and Yuta, like Yuta, he goes to fight Kenjaku. Boy, come on now. They're like kind of rel. I don't think.
I
And
mean,
do you think Yuta's
we
like
can get
higher
to
than
that.
Hikari
We can. That's
statistically?
my scaling though. That's my scaling. So we can just get to that in a minute. But to talk about like uh, the first thing, that's why we were talking about like the Hikari stuff, because like basically the argument I gave was Kashimo. First, well, we don't agree like he's holding back in stats, but I mean we can just leave that. But um,
I'm gonna lie, I'm gonna
Hikari
have
has
to
feeds.
wiping off, bro.
Hikari has feeds on the nigga like
I'm gonna be back once y'all
in
done your
that
debate.
fight whenever he stated to not be holding back. So whenever he stated to not be holding back, he's beating on Kashimo like badly. Like
I don't think
Kashimo
he's.
can't even
I don't think
react.
he's. What are you talking? He's not even beating on Kashimo badly. Like the entire times when he's like going somewhat seriously. Let's say he punches Kashimo or etc. Like Kashimo can still like somewhat react to, or at least react to him to an extent where he'll be like blocking his attacks. He's like he's pretty much. I'm not gonna lie. Their entire fight, they're pretty rel statistically, bro. Even when like Hikari's like Kashimo's like Hikari's getting faster, and then Kashimo adapts, and even though he's faster, he still reacts to them, bro.
Are you on the chapter right now, or are you just going off of memory?
It's from memory. That's what I remember. What's the chapter
No,
for
I
like
remember
Kashimo?
him going faster, and then I might even argue a perception blitz, but let me go
Yeah,
back and
hell
check.
nah, bro. Let's be fucking for real, bro.
It's
Let's be
very
fuck.
possible, bro. It's very
No, bro.
possible,
Let's be some fucking for real. Those that nigga's not perception bliss above Kashimo. Not a holding back Kashimo at least. Uh,
bro. We are okay, but okay.
yeah. Obviously, the entire
If
thing is
yeah
in
yeah yeah
question
yeah
whether
yeah
he's
yeah
holding back
yeah. No,
statistically or
no,
not.
no,
I understand,
no, no, no. I know. Yeah, I got it.
but my
He
entire thing
literally has
would be
to. He's getting pressed badly in hands, bro. He only gets out the situation by initiating his charge, like his backstroke thing.
you're
Yeah,
talking
he's
about
getting
like his
annoyed.
electricity shit, bro. That
Yeah,
nigga
like
that couldn't against me.
He's getting beat on with hands, so he brings the electricity to put like a hole in him.
I mean, that would be fine, bro. I think that Kashimo, at least, he can react to. I mean, yeah, he's getting beat on, but it's not like some like perception blitz thing. Like he punches him. He said he's
No,
getting even faster. He punches him again and again. I'm not glad this nigga's doing barely any damage, bro. You're not gonna talk about that though.
barely any damage. I mean, they're barely doing damage to each other than like the lightning. But he punches
Yeah, I
him
think.
3 times, and Kashimo still has his guard up.
Yeah, I think.
Then Kashimo still has his guard up. He hasn't thrown or raised his guard or anything. He gets punched in the face. Then he tries to punch the nigga, and the nigga disappears and grabs. No, this is bad.
Yo.
This
Okay.
is
My entire
bad.
issue
This
with
is
that
bad.
line of scaling would just be okay, he punches him. We see the next panel. He said, I'll go hard and heavy. He punches him again, does barely any damage. Kashimo goes to punches it, like Hikari blocks it. Then Hikari goes for a swipe. Kashimo dodges it. I'm unkillable, so I can cut loose and totally do whatever. It's literally he's taking advantage of his immortality stat, and he's just like, damn, nigga, I can just do what I want and just go through. Like, usually, if you're gonna fight someone, they'd be on edge with each other, right? You agree? Like, you'd be ready to dodge or do something. Hikari's entire thing is, damn, nigga, I don't gotta fucking dodge. I can just punch through your shit, bro. Like I
I
don't
think
think it's
that's
intrinsic
inclusive of
like
holding back
statistical
your
advantage.
stats. I think that's
What you say?
inclusive of holding back your stats.
No, I'm saying it's not some statistical advantage, bro. I'm saying that the fact it's like a fighting style thing. Hikari fights a certain way, so Kashimo has to adapt to his way of fighting because this dude can fucking regen, nigga. He's like, damn, bro, I gotta block this shit, blah blah, because the only attacks that deal damage to Hikari are his electric attacks in of
It's
itself.
not okay. Wait, what's the difference? Okay, what's the difference between like what you're saying and what I'm saying that's relevant?
I'm saying like it's a stylistic thing rather than a statistical difference. More like Kashimo has to adjust for X fighting style. He gets faster because Hikari's like, damn, I'm in
Well,
jackpot, so
I'm
I can
saying
do
what is
whatever
the
because I
fighting
can't die.
style? What is the fighting style? Because I
His
mean,
fighting
he's
style is
just
like
saying he
something
can't
different
die,
space
so
thing.
he's willing to go in. He's willing to go in and like what do what?
Okay, he's immortal, so he does whatever he wants, and Kashimo has to adapt to this weird fighting style because most sorcerers they go all out, but they are still watching out for damage. Hikari's entire thing is, oh yeah, damage doesn't
So
matter to me. I just go through.
do you think watching out from damage would like affect how fast like you run at a person? Like if you're worried about getting
Yes,
hit by somebody, you're not gonna run at them full speed. You're gonna run at
yes.
them
Well,
maybe
well, not
at the speed
necessarily.
you
It
can
would
go to
like
change
affect
direction.
it'll affect certain things like for instance it would be like, oh yeah, I know I could be damaged, so I'd watch out for certain things. Like obviously you wouldn't run like at a person. That's retarded. No one fights like that. You're gonna like get into a stand, you're gonna dodge certain ways, you're gonna block certain things. Bakari doesn't do that. He just punches, nigga. And I'm saying Kashimo, he's getting hit and attacked by these
I
things, but
mean,
he's
he does.
adapting
He's,
to
but
win.
I'm saying there's no. Okay, let me maybe make it more clear. There's no like visible change in how he fights from here and there, other than his performance in terms of stats.
No, the
Like
change would be just how he
he doesn't do
described.
anything different. All he does is start like punching faster. He's all he does is punch and kick. That's how he fights. He's still dodging. He's still dodging shit. He dodges one of Kashimo's punches.
No. I'm saying that okay. The difference or the symmetry breaker here would be just okay. It would be like Hakari states X amount of time is left in the jackpot, right? He's like, damn, there's barely any time left. He said, so he makes it faster. He gets faster and he's just like, damn, I'll do whatever I want at this point. And I'm unkillable,
Wait,
so I
you
can
said he
cut
gets
loose and
faster.
beat
You
him
said he gets
down.
faster. You said he gets
Yes,
faster.
he's faster and he goes to beat him down and cuts completely loose because the jackpot's about to run out. So obviously his fighting style
Okay, yeah.
is changing
So
because
he
the jackpot is running out.
okay, wait, but he okay, so but you're agreeing he gets faster.
He gets faster because his fighting style changes, not because like
What?
okay,
Okay.
okay, it's like the
Okay.
difference
Okay. No,
between
I need no,
yo,
no, no. I need the correlation. I need the correlation there.
it's the
That's
difference between
separated
like
from my thing.
yeah, I know, Simo. It's the difference between like let's say
How
have you
does
ever
the
seen a hood nigga
stylistic
fight, bro?
how does the stylistic change initiate like feats that would be perceived as a blitz? Like
It's not a blitz.
how does style like make your person that you're fighting not be able to react to your punches? Like they're not moving, you get multiple punches off and landed on them before they even move.
Okay.
How
Simo,
does that
have you never
happen?
heard of like a boxer changing stances? Like, let's say, like for instance, like he's a slugger before. He's throwing like long fucking punches, nigga. Nigga, he's throwing the ghetto punches, nigga. Then he goes into like a counter puncher stance or something like that. He throws a fucking jab, nigga. That shit's gonna be significantly faster than when he's like in a slugger fighting stance.
That's what I'm that's what I'm asking.
No. I gave a reason why. The reason would be it's just like a difference in the type of blows you're trying to unleash or the type of strikes you're doing. Obviously, if I'm doing like wide, long strikes, shit's slow. If I'm doing some fast jabs, it's gonna be fast, nigga. The strikes are gonna change. If the fighting style changes, the way or the speed of the fighting also changes.
All right, you're not giving. I'm gonna be real. I already said, but you're not
You know
giving
what? You know what?
a
You
thing
know what?
that
We can move on.
conflicts with mine like that, so we can move on.
Yeah, we can move on to your scaling, bro. I've been on mine for
Wait,
too long.
just to be clear, um, I agree with the style thing. I just don't agree with the distinction he's trying to make from the speed. I just think it's both.
Yeah,
Okay.
uh,
Uh,
I understand. So we can go on to your scaling pretty much. Fine with that.
okay, Kenjaku. Okay, I'll just give like an overview. Kenjaku, um, best domain user by in a like an intense, large, large gap. Like large gap. He is the best domain user, most refined domain. Um,
You think his domain's more refined than
Maki.
Sukuna's?
Yeah,
Oh, where are you getting
but
that?
refinement just isn't everything in domain clashes. It's a good portion, but it's not everything. So I mean,
Okay.
obviously Sukuna would win, but that isn't relevant here because the nigga doesn't have a
What was
domain.
Kenjaku's domain again, bro? Like I'm not like kind of like I'm not a fan of Kenjaku, bro. I don't remember his fights a lot.
You said what was that domain?
Yeah, what is his domain doing again?
It's that Uzumaki blast, just a blast.
Should ask.
I mean, it's sure hit. So okay, basically like the entire like Shinjuku squad, which includes niggas like Kakari, Kashimo, Maki, all them. Basically are like unsure of if they can beat Kenjaku, even if they all jump him.
You have a statement for this?
Yeah.
Not gonna lie, I don't do JJK,
Really,
but I'm pretty
honestly,
bad. I'm pretty decent at this.
I can just kind of we can kind of just talk about the domain thing because honestly, I think the reason for the statement, I mean, I'll still get it for you if you want it, but I think the reason for that statement is domain.
Okay, you don't
So,
think it's
like,
some
really, we should just
statistical
talk
thing?
about domain. I mean, I think his stats, I think that's just how high tier shit works. Like, the stats are going to align, but I do think domain is really the thing that's going to put Kashimo down. Like, I don't really know if he's putting Kashimo down with anything else.
Uh,
Maybe
okay, I
maybe a
understand.
maybe a special grade that he has, but like we don't know, so I'm not gonna scale that.
Okay, it's a domain. It's a domain. He shoots like a giant blast, right? What's to say Kashimo doesn't, or at least this
It's
version
a
of
sure
Kashimo
hit.
I'm using, he's not going against fucking Suk. Like you get the idea, bro. Uh, because usually he wouldn't use Amber against like fucking Kenjaku, but you get the idea. Phantom
Yeah,
Beast.
he just gets the sure hit, just hits him. And
You
also,
don't.
in order so basically Kashimo doesn't have a domain. He only has a hollow
Wicker
wicker
basket.
basket. But that's just like it's stated to be like pretty shitty, and the only way to like keep power flowing into it and keeping it up is by keeping the hand signs together, which takes away two hands.
Okay, you don't think how do I put this? So inside of like let's say for instance like what's his face? Hikari's domain. Does he even pop Wicker Basket against it? Like when does he pop that shit? Against
Would you say?
Sukuna?
No, he
When
doesn't.
is,
He doesn't pop it against Hikari because Hikari's domain. It basically like instantly relays information. So he basically instantly understood that there was no point in doing it.
okay, who does he use Wicker Basket against then? Like Sukuna?
Ashima,
Yeah.
he hasn't used it against anybody. We just know he has it from that statement that I just said.
Okay. Are you saying that because he has Hollow Wicker Basket or whatever, it's just not enough to like guard against the domain? I mean, it does avoid the sheer hit. You agree, right?
Um, yeah, it stops the sure hit, but only temporarily, and you have to keep your hands together. Like you have to keep them clasped together.
Do you think that even though he's okay, Kenjaku's entire thing or his entire domain, at least from what you said, it's like just a beam that goes out, right? The sure hit's just it's gonna fail, and then Kashimo's just gonna beat his ass. And I don't think he pops his domain at the start, anyways.
It's not
I
gonna.
think
He definitely will. Especially if like we think they're on like a similar tier of power to where like he knows he's a threat with hands, which I do think he is. Like he's a threat with hands. Then he's definitely gonna pop domain. That's what he did against Yuki, and that's the
I
only
think it's
fight we've seen from him against somebody who's on his tier.
I think it's likely that Kenjaku and Kashimo, let's say they stand off. I think the fight's gonna start where they clash. Kenjaku's probably gonna test the waters. Uh, and if they're relative in hands, they're probably just gonna like swap blows for a while. Unless you think Kenjaku's like statistics are just to the point where Kashimo's just gonna beat his ass at the start,
Where
which
are
I don't
you
think his
getting
statistics is that good.
this from that you think he's gonna do this?
You don't think he's gonna gauge out Kashimo at first?
No, I think like people can tell how strong people are without having to fight them. Like they obviously might not have like a super precise gauge, but he can gauge like, okay, this dude definitely has some power that I need to be wary of. So I'm not just gonna play around with him like I do with Choso or somebody who's an absolute fodder. Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean
yeah,
they
I
just
know, I know
everybody
they
has
have a
power
gauge,
gauging.
but at least from the fights I seen Kenjaku do, like let's say like Yuta or Yuki, we see him fights. He kind of does kind of like gauge you a little bit at the start. Like he will gauge you to an extent. He'll be like, "Damn, this person kind of pressing me. I gotta pop this shit." I think if that were to happen, Kashimo's gonna do the same thing he does to Akari, and it's pretty much like, uh, what does he do? He like blows his guts open, nigga. And I don't think Kenjaku has the same
He needs prep to do
regeneration
that.
power Akari has. What'd you say?
If you're talking about the specific thing with Akari, he needs prep. But
No, not the
I mean,
specific thing. The
if
thing that like
are
the
you
first
are you
thing
agreeing
is
that they're relevant hands, or because
uh
that just makes it worse for you?
I don't necessarily know. I don't know much about Kenjaku. His statistics, we don't see him fight anyone but Yuki. And we don't know if Yuki's like stronger or weaker than Yuta in just hands.
I mean, I don't want to start the whole scaling chain shit, but
Yeah, yeah, obviously. So I'll just say that
um,
okay. The start of the fight, the things with Akari happens, they gauge each other. At least from what we see from most sorcerers, that's what they do. And including Kenjaku, he kinda does that. And if he gets pressed a little, then he pops it. And I think in the instance before that, uh Kashimo, obviously he does need to prep for that like certain things against Akari, but I didn't mean the thing that just blows his stomach out, which is like at the start of the fight.
he needs to prep. Also, he needs time to like move his whatever he has around him around. Like he can't do. I don't think he can just spam all those attacks he used in the Sukuna fight at once. Like he has to
Yeah,
like
yeah,
boost
I
his
know.
speed and then he has to shoot shit out and shit like that.
You're talking
But
about
I
like
mean,
run
I can just
around. He just like pops Amber. Like the instant Sukuna like guards something, he just pops Amber, bro. I don't think he needs like some kind of prep. He can just pop that bitch. At the instant
no,
that he
not
sees
saying
that
he needs prep to pop it. I'm saying he needs. It takes time to like move out different attacks. Like the claw attack that like pushes energy into the ground. Like he has to move the energy there and then move it like around. He
yeah,
can't just
yeah.
like
I don't
spam
I
all
don't
that
think
shit.
I don't think he necessarily needs those to like put some impactful damage on like let's say Kenjaku, because if Kenjaku's like relative in stats to like let's say Hikari, which I think his durability is probably lower than Hikari's realistically. Uh if his stats are like around that level, I think even if they clash or gauge out each other, let's say Kashimo uses like or pops what's it called? Amber, the instant he realizes he can't break through his guard, because I think Kenjaku's probably, let's be real, he's probably better at hands than Kashimo. More experience, longer as a sorcerer. Uh
He
you think he
also
has
wait. I mean, we forgot about it a little bit, but he also has curse spirit manipulation, which so he doesn't even have to get close to the nigga. Like he can. That's if you want to say he gauges shit. That's kind of how he gauges shit. It's just by spamming shit like around the battlefield while he flies around.
you think Kashimo, I mean Kenjaku's gonna use cursed spirits against Kashimo, a guy who he's known since like I don't remember like the Edo period. He's not gonna use those.
I think he will. He used it against Yuki. And he was like low key scared of you. Well, he stopped using it after she destroyed it, but I think he'll use it to like either get a gauge or get some distance or like get ready for domain, like get it set up.
I think
If
I
he feels
think
like
if
he's
he
getting
uses
pressure.
those, Hashimo's probably just gonna kill the spirit, and once he sees the spirit killed, he's probably gonna like at least clash once or twice. I think he probably already knows that like he has more experience than Kashimo, probably has better hands. Well, not stronger physically, but probably has like better martial arts or whatever. I don't know. I don't know how it works that well in JJK, but he's probably gonna clash with him. He's gonna be like, "Damn, nigga, this guy got strong." Uh, or at least Kashimo realizes
Also
he
to
can't get
me,
through the guard. He's gonna pop Amber.
also, wait, my bad. Let me bring up something real quick. So, do you think the Kashimo from the Sukuna fight is like relative to the Kashimo we see in the flashback, or do you think there's like a
Uh,
distinction there?
There's probably a distinction to an extent. I don't know like what the distinct. Nah, there is. That nigga was old as shit, bro. There's probably a distinction, bro. He's old as shit. He was dying, coughing up blood. Just nigga.
No, he was
Yeah,
coughing up. Well, I mean, he was old. I don't know if him being old really means shit. Like in
he
terms
was
of
old,
like
dying,
JJK.
coughing up blood, nigga. I don't know,
No, he
bro.
was coughing. He was coughing up blood because he used the technique. So he
Talking
was
about
like,
Amber?
he was fine before. Yeah, he had just gotten finished using it, and he was like, So yeah, I don't know, because I kind of feel like in that flashback, he kind of implies that like the dude would have been a Kenjaku can like keep up with him, or Kenjaku is like a fight for him in that form.
Yeah, yeah. He said I don't know about that because his entire thing was one, we like Kashimo himself doesn't know how strong Kenjaku really is. He's like, damn. Because he I think he's just going based off of like the lore of Kenjaku because people do know about him. They're like, damn, like maybe you can fight me in this state. He was like, why can't I fight you? And then he's like, damn, my form at this state is not good enough. So he's probably going off some lore about him. He doesn't have actual statistics about like Kenjaku at all. He's just like, yeah, at least from what I know, or at least the tales that they tell about this guy, he's probably here. But I don't think those are actually backed up within the story because we see where Kenjaku is statistically. He's probably like around that base Cosimo, like Yuki, those guys level statistically. And I think Amber's a good like a good bit above that to the point where like if you say uh
Well, okay, you didn't even okay. Just to go back to the Amber shit,
not like a
we
blitz
didn't
level
we didn't
above, but like
even we
he's
didn't
still
even really.
faster.
I'm saying a bliss level above like Kashimo.
Yeah, I know. I'm saying it's not a blitz level, but like, we just know it does have some statistically like he hits harder
Oh, if
and
it's not if it's
he's
not a
hitting
bliss
faster.
level above, then fuck no, he's not. No, he's not even close to Kenjaku speed. What the fuck?
What do you mean?
Nigga, all them niggas are like relative. All them niggas are relative, like Hikari, Yuta, Maki, like the big. What do they call them? Not the big three. The heavy hitters,
Yeah. I'm
nigga.
saying that. I'm saying base
Even
Kashimo
Yuji
is
is,
not that level statistically, but Beast Amber Kashimo is like a good bit higher to the point where it's like
but it's not even a blitz though, which means it's not really as significant as you're
e-
making it out to be.
even if it's not a blitz, it's significant to the point where like let's say Sukuna, what Sukuna was that? Magna is like how do I put this? Uh, he should be like above Maki in terms of statistics. You agree?
Maki,
Yeah, Magna.
maybe
Should
not
be
not a
above.
blitz tier above her. No.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be. Like he's at least
Okay,
above Maki statistics, and then
a little bit.
Beast
Yeah,
Amber
yeah, yeah.
Kashimo is like uh he like presses Megan at first, and he's like he does a punch, and like Megan literally just can't block it, and it just hits him. Like he literally can't block that shit. So I think the AP or at least comparison is enough to where if he hits Kenjaku, that shit's fucking him up, nigga. Especially if he has like any electric charge or anything of that nature, it's probably killing him if he hits him in
Well,
the head.
I don't really have a problem with like, I don't. Well, no, I don't think if he's no, because that's a super weak Sukuna. Like, I'm gonna be real. I wouldn't even have a problem saying Kenjaku is stronger than that Sukuna. Like that Sukuna is extremely weak. He has brain damage. Like I'm not getting damage on him. It really isn't a feat to me. And even if it was, I don't really think it's contradicting Kenjaku.
I don't think his durability is lower. Like, sure, he could be weaker in terms of like AP, or like maybe he's like speed, but his durability is not any lower. It's to the point where he goes
Dude,
to
he has
block and it
less
goes through.
everything. He has less everything. And also, you just said as well. Okay,
You
the
say?
speed feat. Okay, if you're don't care about that, then fine. But the durability, he has less cursed energy amount. He has less than half of what he had. He has less output.
Do you think he gets stronger when he like does the reincarnation thing?
Um, I think certain things fix. He just his body just heals. That's the only thing that changes. His cursed energy is still just as weak as it was before he transformed. His output is he has brain damage. You flow cursed energy with your brain. So like the thing that he uses to flow it is fucked up. He's clearly weaker.
So wait. So do you
It
think
also
that
seems
version of
weird that you
Sukuna?
agreed. It also seems weird that all these things stem from the same thing. Like they use the same functions to amp these things, and then you're saying, okay, well, the weakening can affect these other things, everything else, but just not his durability.
No. I'm just saying that the Sukuna we see, even though he's weakened, he's still like statistically above Maki because he does fight Maki right after, and he beats the shit out of her. So
Yeah. But he holds back against everybody. Like Maki goes relative to him, but then that's a different Sukuna anyway. But she goes relative. That's a different Sukuna, but she goes
I think
relative to him,
I
and
think he
then he
just
gets
keeps getting
pushed.
weaker. You agree?
I think he gets stronger at certain points, and he gets weaker at certain points. Yeah.
You do you think that the one Maki fight was weaker? Because I'm pretty sure like he's like getting like hit in the soul in the Maki fight, bro. I'm pretty sure that's a weaker Sukuna.
Yeah, the thing is, okay, so what I'm saying is because he's holding back, he can compensate for like damage he's incurring by like leveling that out. Right. So if you're
Yeah,
holding
I
back
know.
like 50% of your shit, if you're damaged, you just output more to bring it back to where you're at.
Yeah, I know. Yo, Simo. The entire thing is I'm saying that at an overall level, the Sukuna that Maki fights is probably weaker than the one Kashimo fights, and he just keeps
No.
getting, even though he does get stronger at certain points, his durability and all his other statistics just keep getting like lower or maybe like stronger at certain extents. But the Maki he fights, even though it's weaker than the one Kashimo fights, she's still getting her ass beat, bro. So that's enough correlation to say
I
Magida
don't
should
I
be
don't
probably above
I don't know
Maki.
if it's weaker, bro, because you're thinking, okay, there's a Sukuna that absolutely demolishes Kachimo. That's when he first transforms. Okay,
Yeah.
I agree that that one is stronger than the one that Maki fought, but that just doesn't help you because he got demolished. Now, the one before that, before the transformation, I don't agree that he is stronger.
You don't think that one's stronger than Maki at all?
I just don't think that one's stronger than the Sukuna Maki fought.
Oh, okay, that's fine. I think that one's still stronger than Maki, and Maki should be like statistically like Kenjaku level probably. Uh,
I don't. He can be stronger. I just don't know if he's stronger to the point to where like it's relevant for your argument.
yeah,
Because
I
if you're
mean,
just saying, because like like if we're talking like hands, or for the most part, like he does react. He's getting pressed, but he does react. But that one attack that forced him to transform, like you got that for sure. But I'm saying in terms of the
yeah,
hand, like I don't know if like Maki could probably do the same thing that Kashimo did. She could have probably pressed him there.
I don't know if that's true. I think that he goes to fight. If she fights that Sukuna, I'm not gonna lie. The only reason why that Sukuna would get pressed into transforming is because he already has damage on him, and because she has a thing that like shaves his soul down. That's the only thing that would make him. It wouldn't be like some statistic difference where he's like, "Damn, nigga, this nigga just hit me so hard, I gotta fucking transform." No, it's gonna be
Well,
because it's like
it's the
it's gonna be
same thing.
getting
It's the
way
same
too
thing with Kashimo though, because I don't. If Kashimo didn't use that one attack, I don't like. If he kept doing the hands like how he was doing, I don't think Sukuna would have transformed.
No, I'm saying that the difference was one is a statistic transform because of statistics. he transformed against Maki not because of her statistics, but because she can like damage your soul pretty much. She's just gonna make him weaker. Uh, I think that would just be
Well,
a different link
I don't really think that
because
matters.
like Sukuna already knows or at least does know about Maki and would know about her soul splitting katana or whatever. I think that's what she has, right? Something like that. But
Yeah,
he already knows about that.
she has to be fast enough to hit him with that for the worry to incur.
But the entire thing is, yo, this debate's gonna last way too long. No one's gonna watch this if this lasts too long.
All right, let's
How
just
long?
like, yeah, okay, go ahead.
So pretty much my last argument would be like, it'll just be correlating to the same thing. Kashimo above, let's say Maguna in terms of statistics. They fight a certain way. Kenjaku goes like gauge him. If Kashimo uses like any electrical attack, it's just gonna like blow his shit open. And if he's weakened to that extent, I don't think the domain's gonna save him because it would just be he uses the domain after being weakened to X extent. He pops Hollow Wicker Basket, and then in the interval he could just release his thing and just hit him with another electrical attack and just blow his brains out in that moment. That'll be fine there. You can like make your last argument. Or your
Uh,
next one.
yeah, so I mean, I think I've demonstrated Kenjaku is pretty far above that entire tier of power. And curse technique Kashimo just isn't like it's not enough of a gap. If it's not even a speed, but it's like gap worth of power. So it shouldn't really matter. I brought up curse spirit manipulation and I brought up the like him being able to create distance and that sort of stuff and buy time, plan, do whatever. Uh Hollow Wicker Basket. I mean, if you're just saying like if you're just saying the dude like, are you saying he cast shit while he's like performing the hand signs?
No, like let's say the sure hit it goes through pretty much, or at least it doesn't go through, and then I don't know how like Jaku's domain works. You didn't really describe it except for it being a beam, but the beam ends. He puts the hand signs
It's a
down. He
beam, but
hits like another.
it's a sure hit. It's a sure hit beam, so it goes like directly on the person immediately.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I meant. Like he casts Hollow Wicker Basket, and like pretty much the beam ends. Pretty much, I think, and then Kashimo undoes the signs and kills him. I guess.
If he undoes the signs, he dies, bro. He's gonna like it's just gonna That's what happens. If you get rid of the signs and your thing goes away, the thing just what's it called? Activates again. He has to keep the hand signs up to keep the thing active.
He can keep the hindsight. Like, how long does the domain last? Like, go like infinite, nigga. Infinite domain.
I mean, bro, he's the one who can like just take as much time as he wants. But I mean, it doesn't. We don't know how long it lasts. But there's really never been a clear cap on how long you can keep a domain up. Like you really
we
might
know.
just be able to keep one up and like keep it up until you decide to take it down. But once it gets taken down, you just can't put it back up.
I don't know if that's true because we have certain like instances where they do just run out. Like, got like Haris. Got instances like we don't know about Gojo. We do know
No,
Gojo's just last, and
Hikaru
then
thing is
freaking
conditional and it's stated to be like a unique domain variant.
yeah, and we see
It
Gojo's.
doesn't.
It just hits you, then goes down pretty much.
Gojo is not a good example of that, bro. Because
We don't
Gojo
have
can
many
definitely,
examples of many
if
domains.
anybody can keep it up infinitely, it's definitely Gojo. But if you're just saying like, okay, in the scenarios you're outlining, the people decide to take it down. Every time Gojo's used it, he's decided to take it down. Other than in the Sukuna fight because they were like clashing and shit, but that's irrelevant to what we're talking about. But
Okay, so I'll just say
every other example, the people decide to take it down or it's broken. It doesn't just like run out because of a stamina thing.
okay. I'll just say I just go back to my initial point where it's like okay, uh, they clash. Kagachu gauges him or whatever. Uh, Kashimo just like blows up open his stomach or whatever, and If his stomach's blown up, I think Kashimo is gonna like lead that up with like blowing up his skull or something. He might do that at the start. That's how he did Hikari pretty much. He does this at the start against Hikari with Hikari. Like immediately uses electrical charge if he's pressed in
Well,
like any
I
way.
think Kenjaku can do the thing Hikari did, but he never just blows up his head instantly. Hikari like RCTs it out.
Yeah, that's because he just holds back. He's like, and then I think he's holding back in that. But you can
I'm
continue
saying
your
that's
like
just. I'm just saying
thing.
that's the method to like countering that technique. And we're already agreeing the people like can react to each other, so he just does the method. And
Okay,
also,
I think
Kenjaku's body doesn't matter. Like I'm gonna be real, even if he does get hit in his body, it's just shown not to matter, bro. He only needs his head. But I don't think he's gonna be getting hit like that anyway. But I'm just saying.
okay. My entire point of just uh the reason why Hikari RCTs it out is because the electrical thing only like shaves off his face. It's literally said if he inserted more electrical charge, his head would just blow up.
I'm not clear on what instance you're talking about specifically. I thought you were talking about when it like goes in and he like sneezes the shit out.
No, no, I'm talking about like when he like goes to regen his entire face. Like his
Are you
face gets
talking
pretty much
about?
shaved off.
Oh, that's not from the electrical shit. He just hit him in the head.
You're talking about Kashimo.
Yeah, Kashimo hit him in the head, and like you're talking about when you could like see his muscles, like you got half his head shaved off.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's like it's kind of implied that Kashimo would have just what's it called? If he used more electrical charge, it would have like blown his head open.
No, that's the instance you're talking about. Isn't he doesn't use electricity there? But I mean, if you're just saying the nigga like the more charge he puts in, the more lethal the attack is, that's
Yeah.
fine. But that when you're saying like the comparison you're making with the situation, no, it just you're thinking of you're mixing like two different scenarios, pretty much two different feats.
Midnight. I was saying, bruh. Uh, but yeah, yeah, Simo. My entire thing is like, yeah, he'll just like put electrical charge upon that punch, and the lethalness would be enough to like one shot his head, pretty much. Unless you disagree.
No, if you're just talking about AP, which we already talked about, he's gonna have electricity on his fucking hand anyway. That's the form.
Okay, I mean that's just enough, bro. I mean we can stop here.
We already talked about. Did we not talk about that durability
Yes,
and?
yes. I guess because we can stop here.
Okay, so domain GGs. He gets hit.
Nah, nah, I don't agree with that, and I guess we can stop it there. You fine with that?
Yeah, that's fine.